G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in OpenTTD with the DBXL. God, that's a bit of a mouthful. I might just start calling it the DB set or the German set or the German XL set or the... I don't know, we'll figure it out. That's all semantics. Welcome back. It has been a little while since I recorded part 1 because I tend to binge record videos because I'm like, I'm smashing out some gameplay, this is awesome fun, talking a lot, getting a sore throat, oh my god, I need a rest. So... if I've promised something in the last video, I didn't see it when I looked back over it, but, you know, I sort of phoned it in. I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure everyone's forgotten. But, of course, for you guys, it's only been a week. For me, it's been like 2 months. So, good luck, everybody. Yes, I want to extend our network off in this direction towards Wolfsbutt, or Wolfenbüttel, as I think it prefers to be called, because A, that's a city, B, we get to go through a town called Itzehoe, and see, I'm not kidding, it's actually a hoe. We've got access to coal mines, we've got power stations, we've got forests, we've got coal mines, we've got a sawmill, we've got more farms, we've got a lot of stuff going on, and I like that. I like stuff. But you didn't come here to watch me yak, you came here to watch me play. If you didn't come here to watch me play, then why did you click on this video? Because it's basically just me playing Transport Tycoon and talking to myself in an empty room, which sounds really sad, but it's not, because some people on the internet like it. That makes it okay, right? Please validate me. Yeah, so as you remember, at the end of the last part, we set up this hunky-dory passenger train, and as predicted, it is just hemorrhaging money. But that's okay, that's fine, because once we connect Hamburg up to Itzehoe and Wolfsbutt, you know, it'll just lose more money, but at a faster pace. I don't know. But either way, I want to sort of continue our freight network off in this direction to scoop up either this coal mine or send this coal mine over there. Oh, the BR-152's been invented. Hi, friend. Don't need you at the moment, but good to know you're around. You know, you're a friendly little fella. So first things first, I want to sort of extend this freight line in this direction, as I said, and we can scoop up this farm and get some grain out of there. Probably won't bother with the livestock, because unlike this farm, which is sort of evenly matched, this farm is really heavily weighted to the old livestock there. And you can see I intended to set it up this way because not only have I put the junction off to the side, I've for some reason put a nice little midpoint for my inevitable viaduct over here to stop me having to go down and up a hill. And we've already run out of money. So we're what? Let's just check the time. We're 3 minutes into the video. Let's just extend that loan there a bit. I'm sure it's fine. You know, as we say in Australia, she'll be right. And if she's not, whoop-de-doo. And when I said viaduct, I actually apparently meant truss bridge because that's what I went and built. So, hooray for truss bridges for all. I'm actually going to rejig this junction slightly. I'm going to get rid of this bit of... No, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to try and rebuild it. I'm going to just make that go away. And I'm going to move this set of points down here just to make it look a bit cooler. And by a bit cooler, I mean a bit less efficient. And by a bit less efficient, I'll put this one back here. Because that way this iron ore train coming out doesn't affect... Nope, we've got it wrong. An iron ore train going in doesn't affect a train off the farm coming out. Obviously, all bets are off if an iron ore train and a farm train are trying to come out, in which case, well, you can just suck it. I don't really care. So we'll go ahead and throw down a few more signals. We need to throw a one-way signal down there just to prevent anyone getting a bit confused. We can probably go back to single track for now, but of course we will be double tracking, you know, eventually, because we will have more traffic on this line. I would like to have more traffic on this line. More traffic on this line means more success. Yeah, you know, because that's how I measure success, is just having a lot of trains. We could build a lot of loss-making passenger trains, and I'd be like, you know what, that line's not doing too bad. Getting across this farmland's going to be a pain in the ass, of course, because farmland is expensive to work with. Try and ease the grade for trains going up the hill there for what good it'll do. Go ahead and chuck a set of points, well, inevitable set of points in there. I picture the main line continuing this way. And we'll go ahead and throw down a freight station of some sort. We'll need a buffer stop for starters. Just one track, please. What did I say we were building here? This was going to be a grain loading facility. So fortunately, we have a grain loading station. It's even called grain loading station, if you didn't believe me. Do we want to future-proof and build at 5 tiles? I can't remember what I've been doing beforehand. It's the transport fever schmozzle all over again, where I build multiple different length stations and then get perplexed when none of my trains line up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's 5. That's 5 tiles. That's okay. And we are transporting to this factory because life is good. How are you doing for money, other farm train? You're doing pretty good for yourself. I like your style. So let's have a look at the depot. Let's see what's available to us. We got the 38. That's always a winner. And he does have a bit more tractive effort than the old 75. So he's actually cheaper to run too. Why would anyone build a 75 over a 38? What's the benefit of the... Okay, well, let's just give me a 38. I mean, it is cheaper to build a 75 by about half, but in the long run, come on, we're getting a 38. Why wouldn't we? Let's build some grain wagons, please. Now we can go up to 5 tiles, but let's stick with 4. No, he should be able to handle a full train. No, 5.2 is too long. 4.7 should be fine. Now, if you could refit to grain, sir, 135 tons. If you can't lift that up the hill, you're not trying, and I hate you. It's probably a bit extreme. I don't hate you. I'm sure you're going to be all right. That's your depot over there, if anyone asks. And off you go, fella. Come on. Look, here comes the steel train, which could probably use an upgrade as well, because he's doing a solid 15 k's an hour. No, now he's just stopped. Oh, here he goes. Now he's back again. Oh, of course, because he wants to get across here to get in here. Yeah, as predicted, we're going to have to redesign this whole station. Probably sooner rather than later, just so we can future-proof it. But I'm also very lazy, so probably not for ages. You know, take your pick. I don't really mind. So that loan is creeping up. That's something we've got to keep an eye on. But more trains like this means more money, and I'm not afraid to just have random cuts if I just want to wait the time out. You know, I won't make you sit and watch me just wait for the money to come in. Waiting for the money to come in. What do you like as a farm? You're good for both. So you and I are going to get along. Problem is we've got a couple of hills to deal with on the way. There's no other factories up here we could take that to. No, okay. So that's fine. But basically what I want to do is sort of extend the freight line out to this farm, have it meet up with the passenger line, come down here past this coal mine, and then these forests, as well as servicing Itzehoe and Wolfsbutt. And this coal mine, rather than trying to drag it up and over the hill and down to this power station, I'm probably going to run him up to Gadebusch. That town there. With a name that I am having trouble pronouncing. Pronouncing. Can't even say the word pronouncing. Yeah, so we're off to a good start today. This is going well. So yes, what we're going to do is we're now going to extend the goods line up to this farm. So as I said, we'll put a set of points in there. Go ahead and whack down a couple of signals. Oh, that's right. That one's a bit graphically glitchy. Okay, well, we just won't put that there. Problem solved. If in doubt, ignore it and hope it goes away by itself. So run this down here, and when we do start getting a couple of trains running up there, we will have to bite the bullet and double track this section, especially with the hill here. That's going to slow trains down quite a bit. How can we get out of this farm as quickly as possible? If we sort of head up here, we can get out reasonably quick. That's not too bad. I mean, there's so much money for farm removal. Ugh. We'll throw a signal down there for now. Actually, we probably will need a signal there going forward. Yes. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. So, yes. Okay, right. This way. Go. And we can jump over the river, Evel Knievel style, straight away. And back into more frickin' farmland, of course. So we'll chuck a nice little viaduct in here. Now, what I'm picturing, and engage the imagination hat, if you have one. If you don't, make one out of paper. I don't know. Just put on some sort of hat and engage your imagination. You don't even have to wear a hat. Just engage your imagination. In fact, you don't have to engage your imagination. I'm going to show you right here, right now. Basically, I want to have this passenger line come down here under the freight line and scoop around this way. So I'm going to try and build sort of a bridge here over nothing to engage this passenger line and make it possible. And then we can have sort of a fancy cloverleaf style junction to get the freight trains down to this line if more the wood trains up onto this line if required. So if you wonder why I'm building a couple of weird looking bridges, that should answer your question. I'll go another viaduct there, and then we should be right. That should be plenty of room to get the tracks under, so we can just raise the land up there. just to avoid having to go up and down a hill. We've got one more tile there, and then we'll have a nice little curve here. And then, of course, we can just bodge in a station at the base of this farm here. I'm sure they don't mind that we've just taken a big chunk out of their hill. Where do we want freight buffers, please? Doodly-doo. Nope, built them twice. Didn't mean to, because, you know, we've clearly got money to burn. That's a fancier grain silo, but it's 1924, so I'm just going to stick with the generic farm station. In fact, we actually want to do livestock here as well. And we've run out of money, which is awesome. We'll just extend the loan, you know, right up until the day when we can't extend the loan anymore and we cry into our tea. Speaking of which, I should go make a cup of tea. No. Play open TTT. Just stay focused. You know, I know it's hard to play an enjoyable computer game, but you're just going to have to stick it out there, T-Nick. Good, right. Now, we may as well double track this whole section now before we go sending trains out. Just while we've got the cash in the bank, before our running costs whittle it away, and probably laugh maniacally while it happens. Now, do I want to redesign this junction slightly? Yes, I would. Good thing we've used it for all of one train so far. Whoops, built too much. Nope, don't want that. Don't want that anymore. Don't want that. And that way we can have just a nice little bodgy bit in here. And that way he gets a little bit of a run up the hill. I mean, it's one tile, but it's better than nothing, before he starts his ascension. Now, that's going to be a lot of landscaping. Wouldn't be cheaper to try and tunnel through there. No, we'll just bite the bullet and do it. No, it's only $7,000. And the rest, and that. So, you know, round it off about $15,000. I'm sure that's fine. It was more expensive to build some straight track through a farmland, really. Good. Okay, so that is now connected up. Don't know why I didn't double track it at the start. Being a tight ass as usual. Ooh, livestock production increases. Are we using that farm? No, that could not be further away. Now I'm going to go figure out where we started and go back there. I think it's up here somewhere. There we are. We're back. It's cool. It's fine. Didn't get too distracted. Just was hoping it was that farm we haven't connected yet. It wasn't. Well, you know that because you just saw it. You were there for it. Let's put the signals on the correct side, please. There you go. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember what side the signals go on. I mean, it's not like in Transport Fever we run the trains on the right too. Oh, wait. Yes, we do. Now, I'm going to risk putting signals on the hill, but I'm fairly sure that signal's going to get removed pretty quickly. In fact, we'll put this signal back here too. Just because if a train stops at this signal here, I'm worried it'll be able to get going on this part of the hill and still be able to climb that. Just because we're running with sort of antiquated technology. Why did I put a signal there? No, that's where I want it. It's just on the wrong side of the tracks. There you go. You got it. Why is this so difficult? It really shouldn't be. And we'll put one there as well. Good stuff. You guys can deal with that single track section in the short to medium term. Now, how'd you go cashing in? $20,000. Okay, if you make 2 trips a year, you're up to 40, which is what everyone else is doing, and I'm hoping you can make more than 2 trips in a year. I'd like another one of those, please. Yeah, just straight out copy, only we're going to give it its own orders. So we're going to start off here. In fact, I probably could have just replaced one of the orders because it's going to mirror in every other way. Down to the factory and then into that depot if you need to. So you can go forth, my friend. Was there another train in the depot with you? What were you doing in the depot? Oh, you were servicing, of course. I forgot that we've got breakdowns turned on again. So trains will actually need to service in the depot. You don't, clearly, because you're off on an adventure, and good for you. But I'd really like it if that train could come out of the depot before Christmas. Nope, just gonna sit there. Yeah, this is the joys of this junction. That, as I said, we're gonna have to rebuild in fairly short order. Probably when we get a little bit of money in, because I do still need to build a livestock train up here, and because we need to make money before we go start rebuilding. Admittedly, functional junctions. You haven't come out of the depot because you've got a red flag, so that's my bad. I apparently stopped you. You were probably sitting there at home screaming, "No, you've stopped the train again, you git." And I'm here going, "Oh, why is it coming out of the depot? It's just sitting there." Let's just, okay, that's going to be $117,000 to clone him. Okay, we can do this. It's only a modest increase to the loan, and then we just have to flog off all the wagons. So because we bought them and sold them again, it shouldn't have cost us any extra. I'm just being really lazy with the creation of orders. And then train 12, you're already sharing because I was just talking about why that was going to happen. Oh, better set the orders up. It's not my day today. It's not my day. Good thing I'm going to try and smash out about 2 or 3 episodes today. That's going to be some entertaining videos for you guys. You're going to love them. Because, yeah, as apparently I'm off with the fairies today. Like every other day. Why aren't you coming out of the depot? Because that train hasn't gone past that signal, T-Nick. Pay attention. In fact, I might actually just help him out by putting another signal down there. I realise that'll cause things to jam up the junction, but if it keeps things moving in this direction, which is away from the junction, it's probably worth the minor delay to trains coming in that want to cross over into the factory. And I say probably, but I might be wrong. Now, currently, the design is that the steel trains are ostensibly using this platform, although they can use any of them. And the farm trains are limited to these two. What I'm thinking we do is we go immediately towards a row setup, where we have the farm trains sort of coming in this way, come around through these platforms, and then come back out here, and have it set up that if we do have an overflow problem with the steel trains, because if we decide to run 2, he can still access these platforms to turn back if required. It's all flat land around here. There's probably not too many trees. So apart from having to rejig the depot they all use, I think we'll probably get away with it. The only downside is that if they queue up here, it will block the iron ore train as well. But if that does start happening, we can always send the iron ore train on an extra track around the outside of that one. So, you know, I've got it all worked out, really. It's a plan that I came up with in the last 30 seconds, but I'm going to qualify that as quote-unquote having it all worked out. Probably. That fits in perfectly there. In fact, I'm actually going to bodge these 2 signals down into one and put it there, and then put another one here just to stop anyone getting some dodgy ideas. Now, we're going to have to put a depot down on this track here. I'm going to put it on this side just in case we want to double track this whole thing and really ramp up operations. At least we've got plenty of room if we want to lengthen the station too. We can lengthen it out this way and just expand the row there. So, now, the only issue I have is these trains here might decide it's quicker to turn around here and go back this way. I don't think there's much I can do about that, to be honest, except reversing the row, which I might have to do. We'll see what this fella decides to do. Because, I mean, I could put a waypoint out here, but that just complicates the orders, and I've got to remember the waypoints there if I build new trains, or if it's not going to work terribly well. Because I could put one-way signals here, but of course that would preclude the steel train coming in there, so I don't want to do that. Now, you're going to unload. Yes, good for you. Unload faster. Get me that sweet, sweet money. Yeah, we'll pay down. Yeah, okay, so that's what I feared. They are going to try and turn around there. In that case, what we'll do is we'll get rid of this depot here, because, well, it's now on the wrong side of everything. And we're gonna rejig these signals. That one can stay. This one needs to go. Yes, we'll put one in here. We'll put one in here. Good. And that will send them around this way. Now, that means we can just get rid of this track here. And that will force them to access the station in this direction. And of course, they've got their signals protecting the exit there. They can come back out this way. Now, the reason I didn't want to set it up this way is they're actually crossing their own path. And that's not ideal, because eventually we could track lock it if we have enough trains. You know, backed up here, down here blocking the junction. You have one waiting here to cross over, and he's backing up blocking this junction. So it'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trains can potentially lock this entire section of the route up. And as this is where all our money's coming from, that's not ideal. We want to avoid that. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how that goes. Worst comes to worst, I'll just move this track all the way up here and then have the line from this farm come in underneath to join up. But that's not ideal, because we want to keep it cheap and cheerful in the short term. See, this bloke knows the score now. He knows where he's going. So we're going to have to just pray that we don't lock everything up too soon. Turn that around so we can actually go the right direction, because you very nearly stuffed that up, didn't you? Good. Okay, so that's going to ease congestion on this part of the junction here, which is good. And of course, these guys can keep using the same depot they've been using, because they just, instead of going out this way, they come into the depot and then go back out again. which again slows things down a bit, but it's slightly more realistic than last game where we just had the trains running forever without ever having a service, which makes for more efficient gameplay, but I like a challenge. I don't like too much of a challenge, but I like a little bit of a challenge. So here comes our grain train again. Hopefully he's going to make a bit more coin. So last year only did one trip, but we probably started him off halfway through the year. So it's already June and he's made 2 trips, so he's up to 50 grand. So yeah, this train's going to be a performer, and that's only just this farm here. So this farm here should make even more money. In fact, here comes the train now. You haven't made a delivery yet, that's okay. You're still loading with livestock. Now, what's your total capacity? 135 as opposed to 135. Okay, good. So that's balanced. I mean, that's reasonably well balanced as far as the farm goes. So we should be all right there. New oil refinery under construction near Dissen and Teutoburger World. Sounds like a theme park. Good for you, Dissen and Teutoburger World Oil Refinery. God, that's a mouthful. Don't try saying that 10 times fast. Good. Okay, so that's got our freight line extended now. Next thing I want to do is extend the passenger line from Hamburg down to Itzehoe. And then obviously we'll eventually connect up the freight line to that to bring these 2 forests up to this sawmill, provided this sawmill doesn't throw a hissy fit and close down, in which case we might try this sawmill, provided that sawmill doesn't have a hissy fit and close down, in which case, hey, there's Dissen am Teutoburger World Oil Refinery. It's just up there. Good thing there's no oil wells nearby. We might have actually been able to use that. Optimism. Yes, okay, right. Good. Connecting Itzehoe up. That's what we're doing. Don't lose focus. So as I said, we're going to run the main line under here. I don't know why I built that bit first. We could have waited and it wouldn't have made any difference. The only trick is we've got to somehow get over this river here. God, rivers are annoying. I'm glad they added them because realism, but God, they're annoying. Now, if we build it in that direction, we're not going to be able to jump the river. Evil Knievel style or otherwise. So we'll back that off a bit, come down on a nice diagonal, bit more diagonal, that's too much diagonal. That should be okay. I'm just trying to picture where the other track will be. It'll be on this side, yes. Now this town here is going to be interesting trying to keep connected because this junction here is going to get very busy very quickly, which could be a bit of an issue. So we may have to end up rebuilding this station completely at the rate we're going. I don't know what my original plan was to connect Itzehoe up to Hamburg. I'd like to say I have one. Did you build another oil refinery at Buxtehude? Where the hell is Buxtehude? That's Oh, there it is. It's Buxtehude up here. Cool. Good town names. Good town names. Very, very authentically German. Probably. I don't know. I'm not German. What do you want from me? Build a nice little viaduct so we can go over the river, and we get to go through more farmland, everyone's favourite type of land. That lined up really well. I clearly thought that through. Yeah, so build that down there, and then it lines up. Huzzah! We can't afford it because farmland's a bitch. There we go. Yeah, stupid farmland. And we've still got 2 tiles of farmland to go through there for 4 grand. Money, I'm not going to say well spent, I'm just going to say spent. Now, what if we, looking at Hamburg here, because obviously I wanted to have a raised station here through the town. What if we had a couple of terminating platforms here, and then had a couple of through platforms over here for trains coming from Hemmoor to, where are they going? They're going down to Neubrandenburg and Neubrandenburg. I don't know what was wrong with Old Brandenburg, but that's the new one. Yeah. So, yeah, eventually, where are we? We're going to Hamburg. Yeah, eventually if we sort of, we'll need to buy up a bit more land just to make sure the town doesn't expand in this direction. Yeah, eventually if we sort of look at having at least a 4-track station here, we can have terminating trains on these tracks and through trains over here, and we'll just bodge this junction up a bit. Speaking of Hemmoor, a lot of people waiting here. This is good. Are you starting to make money? You are. Hi, friend. I like you. No one wants to use the train at Hamburg, of course. I will do that little cheaty thing I like to do and put a bus stop in town. Boom. How are we going up at Uterson? Isn't Uter the fat kid from The Simpsons? A couple of people waiting. Yeah, it's not doing too bad. But yeah, I'd say most of our money is coming from Hemmoor, and that's not even a city. So, good work, Hemmoor. Another thing we could do, actually, is we could end up moving this station down to sort of here, having a bus route connecting it up into town, and then just having that as a mainline station going this way. So we have options. That's the important thing. We're not, we haven't hamstrung ourselves in literally the first episode. So now we need a passenger station for Itzehoe. It would help if we clicked on passenger stations. That's probably a prerequisite to building a passenger station. It accepts passengers and mail. We'll drop it down there for now. And we'll just hope the town expands towards us. And if it doesn't, well, we've got a nice little bus stop attached to try and get a bit more catchment. So now I don't want to sort of go through or over this hill here because we are going to be running freight trains. So we'll swing down via the coal mine. I have a bit of a sweepy curve here as opposed to a normal curve. And we still didn't avoid the hill. Bosh. Just knock that down. Don't care. And then we'll obviously connect this up like that. Is that going to be a bit tight? Where are we putting the other track? It's on this side, isn't it? So we need to plan for this. So that means that track would want to come through there. Yeah, no, this will be fine. Okay, go away, I'm building stuff. Should have accepted that. That's a long distance passenger engine and we just built a long distance passenger. Never mind, it's fine, it's good, whatever. We can do this. So we need to double track Hamburg station, obviously, because we're going to be turning trains around there. Now, we might actually need to move it a little bit. So, yeah, we'll put down... We'll squitch it that way. In fact, I'm actually going to knock down probably a couple of trees there as well. I'm actually going to squitch it that way a bit and put a bit of track in here and then back it off a little on this side. And that way we've got room to expand it on this side when we want to go to a 5-tile passenger station. And then I want to put in a set of points here. And I want to put in another couple of viaducts because they look pretty. And, you know, for me, it's all style over substance. You know this. We all know this. Let's not gild the lily. Disconnect that section there. And now we've separated the two passenger lines. Obviously, this is not a long-term solution. It's just a solution for now. So we'll go ahead and put down signals either side here just so they can... I mean, we could have them all turn around here and just turn around individually. Blah, 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 blah. Think before you say each word. But I like having a bit of variety and a bit of interconnectivity. And the best thing is we can put a little Y junction here and actually just sort of borrow this depot if needed. So I might actually connect this up anyway. And we can actually make this track here. Yeah, I know I said I was going to separate them literally 30 seconds ago, but now I've decided to combine them so we can have one-way trains going each way. And the way I built these bridges is silly because I should have put a gap in somewhere where I could put signals, but I didn't, so it's effectively one long bridge section. So, good work, me. I guess if worse comes to worse, I could always extend the track on either side a bit and then have the bridges come across. Train 9 is lost. Oh, of course you are, because I've gone and buggered everything up already. Sorry, Train 9. Yep, so that was a bad idea. So as I said, keeping them all separate. No, don't go that way. No, I built your set of points. Who trains these people? It better not be me, because we're all screwed. Okay, so yeah, as I said, separating these lines completely, unless someone needs to go to the depot. We're going to need to build a new depot. Let's just throw a depot down on this side, I guess. Is that a good side? No, we'll put a depot down near Itzehoe or something. It'll be fine. But yeah, as I said, separating these lines completely for now. We will, we'll come back to that idea because it is a good idea to keep them interconnected. But for now, it's probably best to keep them separated. So go ahead and put a couple of signals down there just to keep everyone happy. Although he'll probably just keep using this platform and the other train will just use this platform quite contentedly. Now, do we have enough money to actually buy a train? 70 grand. Probably not. We probably need to keep ticking the money up, in which case we'll just keep extending everything down to Wolfsbutt. And Wolfsbutt, I think, is going to be a pretty important junction because we'll be able to come up to Gadbush and Malchow. I thought it was Malcolm then. I thought that was a stupid name, but Malchow. Sounds like a cartoon supervillain. And then we want to also have a line down to Göttingen, however you pronounce the O with the umlauts. That's right, I know what they're called. I word good. We also have Mirau, which sounds like a town full of cats. Uckermunde, I'm just murdering the pronunciation. Osnabrück, that one I can pronounce. That one's all right. So we want to have, a line down that way, a line down this way, a line up this way, Possibly a line direct to Luchow, but I'd say that'll probably go by Malchow. What is the German obsession with Chow? And eventually, you know, the line from Gadbush can come through this thing here to Buxtehude, and also connect up with the inevitable line from Hemmoor to Buxtehude. These names are just... what? Why? Right. So as I said, I'll extend the line down to Wolfsbutt and put a nice big terminus station in there, probably. We can actually have a through station, really, on this side of town. I was going to have it down here by the coast and just have the line split off. Now I'll have a terminus station. Looks cooler. I wonder if that forest will get in the way. That might be an issue. Didn't think of that, did I? So get rid of that bit of road. That's annoying me already. And if we put all the platforms in a line here, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms eventually without having to raise any land out of the sea. So show me platforms, show me future-proof, 2x5. Yeah, want to make sure we have enough room for a full-size station here. And obviously we're going to have room for a separate mail station here eventually too, because I did say in the last game I want to separate passengers and mail, because when we start getting to the point of running full-length mail trains, they make some serious coin, and I'm not going to apologise for that. So you've decided to use this platform for some reason. Good for you. Interconnectivity. 40, 50 grand last year. I'm okay with this. Now, so from Itzehoe, fairly simple method, just coming down and connecting straight up here. As I said, this forest is going to be a pain in the bum, but we can work around it if we come up this way. Nope, forest is already in the way. Okay, botched it. Nope, fix it. Fix it. Still in the way. What if we put a corner in? Not in the way. No longer in the way. Problem solved. And of course, obviously, we're only going to need one track coming out of here, so that's okay. And we will need depots. Well, we will need a depot in Wolfsbutt. Are you going to close anytime soon? No, of course not. I sort of want this forest to just shut down and go away. You know what? It's probably going to be easier to do away with this whole terminus idea, as cool as it's going to look. And we'll shift things over to this side of town. I worry about expanding with this forest in the way here. So go ahead and whack a station down there for me, please, and that should be fine because we can get plenty of tracks coming out this way. So trains coming out will be on this side, so they're going to want to come down this way. So we will have more platforms in here as well. So we'll need to extend the line so that we can have multiple platforms. Yeah. So eventually you can see this splitting off into many platforms here, and then we can probably even split it off for the wood siding here if we really want to, and keep it in line with everything else. Which means that we'll have this track come down here, and another track come in here, come up here like this, boom, and then the depot for this side we can build all the way down here just to make sure it's well out of the way and not getting in the way of any of our trains sort of moving in and out that don't want to use the depot. So at the moment it looks a bit messy, but as we add more platforms in here, we should do all right. And we'll just call this... I accidentally hit some sort of shortcut button there and ended up trying to fund a new industry. Didn't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? Yeah, we'll just get rid of that for now. Put points in there. And hopefully everyone will figure out what track they want to be on, and they can come down this way like that. Good. Yes. Okay. So we're having sort of a coastal route, apparently. In my mind, that's what I wanted, apparently. I don't know what I want. I just know I want to have a passing loop in there. So we want to get from here to here, and I've built this way. Yes. Good. Yeah. Go me. That's some absolutely substandard planning that we are all used to. Now that's the E16 116. Very expensive, very fast electric engine, you know, considering how early in the game we are. Definitely have no need for that, though. If we were playing on a sort of a mountainous map, is that going to fit? No, I don't think so. We're going to back it off even more. Also, why are we building double tracks when we clearly don't need to? Let's just back it off right to here. So that coastal line was a nice idea. Not going to happen. So let's see. Which track are we building? We're building this one here. We're building it up like this. No, because that's now the outside. Oh, just stick it in there and we'll figure it out later. There we go. Because I'm thinking we're building the second track down this side. but then it can't get through the town because there's already town buildings there, so it's going to come down this side. No, it's just, so you build it this side, and then I swear I've played this game before. You've seen a whole other series from me. You know I know how to play, right? Yeah? Yeah, I don't have to prove myself to you. What do I care? Yeah, okay. Well, now it's on this side, so yeah, we've done it that way, apparently, and a decision has been made, because I am the decider. No, there we go. Yes, that's it. Good. I realise those signals are close together, but this signal's obviously only temporary until we double track this whole section. Now we've got 120 grand in the bank. Hopefully that is enough to buy a train without upping the loan again, because I'm pretty sure we're getting close to our cap. Now this is probably a bad place to put a passing loop because it's farmland and therefore expensive, but it's also sort of in the middle of the two sections. I mean, we're only going to run one train initially, but I like to sort of plan ahead. Except up here where I did no planning ahead and just sort of phoned it in. So we'll build him down in this depot down here that we've just gone to all the trouble of building. And we're looking at the 38 again, please. Yes, one of those, 60 grand. Okay, that's expensive. Now we have the choice between a mainland mail van or a mail van for local traffic. They have different speed limits, so the mail van mainline does 160 as opposed to 140. And these will actually change graphics, I think, roughly every decade from now on. So 1930 will see these change, and these change in 1940, and so on and so on. There goes the sawmill. Well, there goes trying to use that one. Okay, well, it was a nice idea. So now as this is probably going to be a mainline train, I want to build mainline carriages, but they're not yet available. So I'm going to build local carriages, and then when the mainline carriage becomes available, we'll just update. And I'll put the mail van on the back just because it looks cooler. So that's actually a 3.3 length train. Good work, me. So drop a passenger carriage, make it 2.8. We are going to have to extend some of our stations fairly quickly at the rate we're going. So stop off at Itzehoe, and then come up to Hamburg, where you will turn around back to Itzehoe, and then Bob's your uncle. So underway, our new train is. And Yoda, apparently, I am. So yeah, the carriages look a bit mismatched now. We've got the local cars, which are a bit simpler, and the express mail van, which looks a bit more detailed, but we'll eventually have them worked out. So he's picked up a grand total of no one, because no one knows there's a train service here yet. And again, to help things along, I'm just going to... Okay, I'm not going to throw a bus stop in the middle of town, because this town frickin' hates us. Well, screw you, Wolfsbutt. Yeah, what do you think of that? We need to make some more money. We've got this coal mine over here. Now, I did say I wanted... Oh, there's a power station right here. Has that always been there? I did say I didn't want to bring it down to this one. I wanted to take it up to this one. So, yeah, that's going to require a bit more capital to extend the line. But, you know, we will have a fun little freight connection across here, even though the passenger line will obviously come up this way. So, why junctions for all? As in, why do I bother? This is going to suck. Yes, okay. What's a smooth way to do this on a curve? Probably actually just sort of work it in here, work it across like that, get rid of this signal, told you it was temporary, and just make that the one-way signal there. So again, not terribly attractive in the short term, but yeah, we'll figure it out in the long term. So now I want to bring him across, say like this. How good a productioner? How good a producer is this coal mine? 180 tons. Okay, so we're probably going row again. And we'll row our way around this place. We'll row our boat around this. Okay, Tuto Burger World Coal Mines just decreased production. That's disappointing. It's one of our big earners. No, I didn't want to go there. I just wanted to observe it. Now, we have to remember we're building a passenger line through here too. So what I'm thinking is we put the station in here at the base of the hill, and then we have the line coming around this way, and then we can just bridge over it with the passenger station. And, you know, in 2 episodes or so, when I actually go to do that, and I forget what I wanted to do, you can all laugh at me. Which I'm pretty sure everyone does anyway, because, yeah, there's just a litany of screw-ups. Now, we want to go a 5-tile station here, let's say. Yeah, accepts coal, that's fine. Go ahead and row the crap out of this. That's an official Transport Tycoon term, by the way. To row the crap out of something is to put a row station in. So we'll put this one in a tunnel. So the passenger line can go over the top, and then we'll just bridge over there and put the station in somewhere around the back of Gadbush, because that's a location that people would want to have a station. Probably. Don't really know. Don't really care. People will like what I tell them to like. Yeah, there we go. Run that down there and run that up there. And then we should probably connect that. Otherwise, it'll just look a bit silly. That's fine. Now, we can get away with putting a signal here. And we can get away with putting a signal here. Good. And then we'll just signal our way around the Ro-Ro for the multiple trains that will be using it. Drop one there and drop one there. The only risk is that while one is coming out, we'll have one backing up into the passenger platform here. But, you know, short term, we can live with that. And, oh, look, there goes our passenger train now. He's carrying some people. He's doing all right. He's having a red-hot go. I'm proud of him. So we want a 5-tile station in here. And we'll Ro-Ro this end of it as well because, you know, why not? It's probably ahead of its time. It's only 1926, but I mean, here in Australia we have a lot of coal trains, and most of them are Ro-Ro stations. So realism, and I'm giving the screen a thumbs up because you can all really see that. Apparently, yeah, that's a thing. So trains coming in will come in this way, which is annoying because they can't actually queue up. So we might actually have to give them a bit of room here, just in case there is one loading and there's another one coming in. And then we'll bring this down and bring this down like this. Nope, too much track. And the reason I built it like that is so that when we put our second track in, we can put it down this side here, and the junction will do itself, really. I'm going to click on this to see where it is, but I'm going to anchor myself at It's a Ho. Well, there's already an iron ore mine there, so that's productive. Is there a steel mill nearby? Of course there isn't. Why would there be a steel mill conveniently located at these two iron ore mines? Because I would, seriously, just build an isolated little line over here that we'll join up to later. Let's go back over. This is a really good coal mine, 180 tons. Did I notice that before? Or did I just click on it and go, yeah, it's not crap, let's use it? I don't know, we're going to need a lot of trains. New farm under construction near Wildman. There's already a farm there. And no factory anywhere nearby. You go game, you generate random industries that piss me off. Now, where are we going to put a depot for this thing? I'm thinking we put the depot up here, just because that way if we run more coal trains in from this section, well, they won't go around this Ro-Ro though. Well, we've put the depot there. There's no point in second guessing ourselves. So the BR18's been invented, and so has the mainline passenger carriage. Good. So you, sir, I'm actually going to mess with you a bit and send you back to the depot. Boom. Turn around. Turn around. I think you were trying to turn around and I went and bodged you. Because I'm going to put the BR18 on this line. I can't afford it. I'm going to borrow money and put the BR18 on this line. With a main line, mail van, and 3 passenger cars. And that is exactly 3 tiles long. Yes. Off you go. And then I'm going to sell these carriages off. I'll just stick them in the depot, actually. They're brand new. They're perfectly good. I'm sure we can use them. And then I'll use this bloke here to haul the coal train. Because the interesting thing about the BR set, not the BR set, they're BR engines. BR meaning class, I think, in German. The DB set actually prohibits you from playing unrealistically, too unrealistically anyway. So the BR18, the 18 class, or whatever it's called over in Germany, that was an express passenger engine. Of course, I can't build one, I don't have any money. So just to illustrate my point, we'll borrow some money, and we'll try and put a freight wagon on him. So the game actually prohibits you from running an express passenger engine in good service, and this is to prevent people abusing some of the later electric engines, because there are some express passenger electric engines that people just want to whack freight cars on, and it's sort of a bit cheaty because they were never designed for freight service, but the way the simplified way the game calculates the engine stats means that, you know, obviously they are the optimal choice. So the chap that created this wonderful set put in a few little rules to prevent abuse of that, and to make people use a bit of variety too, because otherwise everyone will just build the latest and greatest. So in this case, I'm going to use the 38 to haul my coal train, and I'm going to love every minute of it. That's too long. Drop a wagon off. Good. So refit to coal, clear your orders because obviously you don't need those, and you're going to be running a coal mine for us. Oh, service subsidy offered. Let's have a look at that, just see if we can finish off on a high note. That is coal service from Malcho to Gaddabush. We were going to build that anyway, so let's finish off with a really good earner, because why the hell wouldn't we? Now we want to build... I was actually going to send them down to that power station, but, well, this is basically an invitation to send it to this one. So I will extend our station with a track up here. No, I won't, because Gadbush hates us. They think we're very poor. We can come back from this. Let's turn the trees back on. There we go. No, don't move the map. Just that thing, please. That's fine. Let's just plant some trees down and hope we can make them like us. Let's just trick them into liking us. Like every girlfriend I ever had in high school. There we go. Good. Now, we need to put another station down there. Boom. See, this is why I always preach, put your station down before you start building your track. And then, of course, I don't practice what I preach. So they already think we're mediocre because we knocked down the trees there. So now this should be in a different local area, but I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to throw down a station there. Throw down a station makes it sound so violent. Now this isn't a great coal mine, so I won't make this a row station, at least not yet. Just throw a buffer stop down, and that will be fine. But this one I will row because now we're obviously going to be bringing this coal in there too. New iron ore mine. I've got to stop clicking on these. Yep, nowhere near where we are. That's fine. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Seriously. But buddy, where are you trying to go? You can't get to Itzehoe Mines? Why not? You've got perfectly clear track down there. There's no other trains around. This bloke's coming out of this signal here. What you struggling with there, Chief? Okay. We probably should have put some signals down for him as well to help ease his burden. No, he's still... Oh, now he's got to wait for this bloke. What if we put a signal down here? Yes, that'll get him moving. Good. I was worried he was somehow stuck permanently. Obviously, he's now going to get in the way of the passenger train, but I can live with that. That's all fine. Just want to make sure he was actually going to go. But yes, we're on a time critical thing. I don't know what the wording is. Mission for this subsidy, because you only have 12 months to actually make it happen. Why did I put track down there? That was silly. Yes, because if we do not engage the subsidy, so we've got to make a delivery of coal, and if we do not do that within a year, the subsidy will be withdrawn because they'll figure no transport companies had interest in fulfilling it. So that's fun. So let's just drop this down here. We'll figure out how to get a passenger train around that in good time. I just want to make sure this is all connected and running. So let's see, they're going to run in, what? They're going to keep to the right. So they're going to run in this way. So that's fine. They'll default in the right direction. We can drop a signal down there, and we'll just put the depot down at the junction there. Obviously, we won't need the row for just one train, but it's nice to set it up early, just in case we need it later when we have the second coal mine. Fairly sure I've already said that. Repeating myself now. Good for me. So let's go to 38 again. We don't have any money. We're getting close to max loan. I'm pretty sure it's 2 million Deutschmarks. So after I stop recording, I'll probably just run the game forward a couple of years to try and get a bit more coin in the old bank there. Make sure you're good for coal. If you, sir, could full load there, unload there, and service at that depot, I would be much obliged. Off you go. Let's turn the trees back on. Let's really appreciate the scenery here. Yes, there we go. And I'll obviously keep an eye on him and make sure he starts running without having a full load, just so we can lock that subsidy in. Although it's by March 1928 and it's only June 27, so we should do all right. I just want a full 12 months of, I think it's double or triple pay for a 12-month period of any deliveries made. So it's not a bad coal mine. Hopefully it smashes out a bit of coal, and we can actually make some coin with this train. Because short-term coin in the early game obviously is very valuable, because we can get our lines set up and then start saving our money for our big heavy trains later. So you're now carrying 6 ton of coal, so I'm going to get you underway to lock in that subsidy and just make sure we don't miss it for whatever reason, because that would be bad. But look, folks, I think we've accomplished a bit today. We've extended our line to Wolfsbutt, as I promised we would. And we've hooked in our first of our 2 coal mines, or actually the first 2 of our 3 coal mines up in this part of the world, really. So yeah, I want to extend this one here, and I want to start a passenger line up to Gadbush as well in the short to medium term. What else can we connect up? We can bring these forests down to this sawmill. No, we can't, because it too has closed. So you know how I said if this sawmill closes, we'll use this one? Well, they've both closed. You sure outsmarted me, game. Well done. Are there any other sawmills around? There's a few towns down here, which might be useful later. No. Okay, so those forests, we're just going to ignore them for a while because sawmills are jerks. We all knew it. I'm just articulating it. Don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, plenty more DB set to come. No, don't drop coal production even more. Come on. No. These guys were our big earners, and now they're slipping because this train's already queuing up behind this bloke. Well, that's a bit of a concern. If they start queuing up, we might have to get rid of one of them. We can pay the loan down a bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna run the clock forward a little bit between parts here, and see where we end up. Ooh, another 40 grand in the bank. Drop that loan down, because how much are we paying in interest a year? Yeah, 28 grand a year. So that's pretty much the entire train's running costs. Just gone. So yeah, we'll run the clock forward, and yeah, I'll see you all next week. But until then, I've been T-Nick. This has been the DB set in Open TTD. Thanks for your company. Catch you next time. Later days.